Welcome! We're Sisters Are Us. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the little jazz music at the beginning in celebration of Mardi Gras, which is coming up. Today we're going to do something different than we did last time. Today we're going to talk about Ancestry. No shade to Ancestry.com. I actually love it. I'm obsessed. That's like my hobby.
She works on it for hours.
Oh my God. I guess it's something about when you start to get older, you start to think about where you came from before you transition.
Especially if you look different, right?
Yeah,
not just straightforward.
Yeah, clearly we did not just get off the boat from anywhere. We have been here and mixed around with all kinds of stuff. And
flavors.
We're going to talk, and it's like a gumbo. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about our gumbo situation, and we have some special guests today. You can't see them; they're off camera because it's all about us. But my nephews, my sister's sons, Riley and Roman are here, and my daughter Allegra is not here, but I am going to talk about her anyway.
We are. Yeah.
So we thought we'd go over what our ancestry results were and just kind of get into a discussion about what happened over the history of time, how we feel about it, because it's about how we feel about it.
Right, and it's interesting to see when, for our whole life, we've been called different things. Are you Mexican? Are you Ethiopian? And so it's really nice to kind of see the breakdown printed out of what our DNA actually shows we are. Mm-hmm. And so it gives me a better understanding, or her better understanding that, oh yeah, we are maybe mixed with this, or no, we're not mixed with that at all. So it's just very interesting all these years to kind of see what we're mixed with, and also our kids, because a lot of people think you do a DNA test and your kids, at least I've gotten this question from friends, that their DNA of their kids are going to be exactly like theirs.
Our DNA is not even the same. We are 100% siblings with parents, the same parents.
Right.
And we consider ourselves to be black women.
Right.
We, our circle of family considers themselves to be black, except those who have passed, and we'll talk about that a little bit, and never came back. But we operate as black women. That's who we say that we are. But in reality, in this country, putting anybody into one particular pot is not accurate. And it's not accurate, even though that's how I feel and culturally how I affiliate myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not just a black woman.
Right.
So let's go over our results, which were surprising and also surprisingly different. I have a little too much cleavage here. The jewelry we have on today represents some of our background. I've got a bracelet with a fleur-de-lis, which represents both France and New Orleans. We've got some Mardi Gras beads. Sister, don't you have an African bracelet on?
I do.
Yes. And
yes.
I have a ring from Mali, which is one of the African countries that we're from. And then we've got some Irish. See, I can't. Okay.
So, what we were going to talk about, we're showing them and talk about it too.
Okay,
let's talk because
show and tell.
Show and tell, and also, I was going to say that this is very interesting. I lost my train of thought, so you go for it.
I often talk over her.
I remember.
Find the train. She found it.
While we're discussing this would be interesting. If you watch this video, before we read the results, if you want to comment down below what you thought about what we might be at first, when you first saw us. What did you think before we discussed we were black? What you might have thought we might be, or what we might be mixed with. It would just be really interesting to see, and also maybe fun for us as a family, because I've gotten everything, and so has my sister.
So have I, Middle Eastern. Oh,
sorry. Uh-oh.
And I would say that this is not her natural hair color.
No, it's darker like my eyebrows.
Yes.
I actually like my hair to be lighter, but the box dye determined what color it was going to be this week.
And this is no longer my natural hair color.
No,
my natural hair color is gray now. It's
gray.
No,
but this is her natural hair color.
Yeah,
and mine is closer to that, but not quite as dark.
She's got a little more brown. And our colors are different. Mine's brown, and you have like hazel eyes.
Oh. Are we doing
Okay.
Okay. So we'll start with my sister Lorna. Her name is Lorna.
Hi, and this is my sister
and I'm
Kimberly.
Kim.
I think let's compare our percentages as
that sounds like a great idea.
Okay, so first up, it says that we're from Scotland.
Right.
Now, our maiden last name is Salisbury, which is supposedly a Scottish last name.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, only because I've been doing a lot of research. Turns
Okay.
out that's actually not our last name. It was Salisbury, but that's another story.
Yes.
Anyway, so I've got 19%. What have you got?
I have 22% for Scotland.
Roman and Riley, who have a father who is not also a sibling.
So my kids,
yes, have a different split because they've got her and then their dad. How are you guys?
Yeah, I have 4% Scotland.
I have 12%.
12%.
12%.
Right,
okay, that's interesting.
And my daughter's got 5.
I'm gonna check it off as
Okay.
I'm gonna check it off as we go, so I know I'm not repeating the same.
Yes. Okay. Very good. You're so organized. Okay. Next up, Benin and Togo. Now, Roman, curator of the maps, Benin and Togo are West African countries, like all of these countries that they've got for us on here. Are they close?
Right.
They're right together?
Right, so Benin and Togo are right next to each other. And again, what we were talking about earlier is the map of Africa's borders, the lines were actually created by European people at the Berlin Conference of 1848.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you're a certain country, because in these countries there are tribes that are in many different countries, not just one.
Mm-hmm.
So the lines have nothing to do really with the tribes.
Yeah.
They were just made based on European countries saying, hey, you can have this portion and I'll take this portion.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So our DNA that they're putting in this country, as Roman said, could come from some of these other countries that we're going to discuss.
That makes sense.
And I'll also say Ancestry's doing the best job they can, but I think their sampling of African Americans or Black Americans, whatever you prefer, is probably low compared to white Americans. So there are a lot of holding pots.
Mm-hmm.
We all just had an update on our Ancestry that kind of breaks it down a little bit more and differently than it was. I think it's because they're getting better sampling, better technology. So these change. These are not all completely accurate.
Yeah, so they can update periodically slightly or not at all based on more people actually doing their DNA and finding out more information.
I think that's maybe why not a lot of indigenous DNA is showing up here. Anyway, okay, Benin and Togo. What you got?
7% for me.
I have 14%. Remember, we're 100% siblings. So not sure.
You didn't read Allie.
Her
daughter.
Okay, my daughter, in terms of Benin and Togo, has 7%.
Okay, and I have 8%.
I also have 7%.
So we got a 7% like myself.
Okay.
Me and you are right there.
Benin
Roman's pretty
those
close.
Benin
So my
bronzes.
son's pretty close as well.
Yes.
All right, and you're higher. Okay.
Togo ring.
What do you have next,
Okay,
sister?
Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. Okay, that's a lot of peoples. A lot of different peoples.
Yeah.
But again, they're trying to work it out. They must have similar DNA, even though Cameroon was a country conquered by the French.
Mm-hmm.
Congo and the Bantu, I don't think were, but okay, so whatever. 13%.
Wow.
What you got?
I have 3%.
I have 17%.
I have 20%.
Wow.
What does that really mean?
I got
Because-
ditched.
Allie has 14%.
And my
What
her
if-
I
daughter.
guess based on the map, Mom, can you find the area on the map? Are they next to each other?
Let's
see.
Auntie got it
Bantu
first, so I'll let her
Okay, so
show how close it is.
Cameroon.
So we're
Now,
on.
see what the shame is here is I'm really looking and trying to find this,
It's
but
probably small.
I could find everything in Europe without a minute
Right.
because they taught us that in school.
Yeah.
Africa is just one thing.
Yeah, I don't
Africa. Okay, so that's terrible.
Isn't Cameroon, is that West Africa?
Yeah,
Cameroon,
is
Congo,
right
and
here.
Western Bantu people.
Cameroon's right here.
Okay.
Congo's right next to
Does
it.
it border? It borders Cameroon?
Yeah.
So it's
No, it
right
doesn't.
in the
What does
middle.
that say? I don't have my
Because
glasses.
there's two
Of Africa.
Congos. There's the Democratic Republic of the
Yeah.
Congo, and there's also the Central. Isn't
Can
there
we
two
show 'em on
Congos?
the
There
map?
are two Congos.
Yeah.
Here's the Democratic Republic of Congo.
so pretty
and
much centered.
Cameroon was, where's Cameroon? Cameroon was over here.
Oh, it's here.
Isn't that
It's right here.
Oh, thank you. I knew it was.
See, and we
pink.
should know this right away.
Yeah, but we
but
don't.
we didn't learn this.
So I guess
as
they
well.
must be
We
talking
should've-
about the Democratic Republic rather than the other one.
I-
Oh no,
No, you
they're
see
talking
Congo?
about the other one because the
Where
other
is it?
one borders the Cameroon.
And where's Mali and Benin and Togo?
Benin and Togo is right here.
Uh-huh.
Benin,
On
Togo,
the edge.
and Mali I know there's some desert, so it should be upper. Yeah, right here.
Okay. Well, you're
Okay.
doing so well. But this is all Western Africa. So this is where they snatched us from. So it makes sense that it would be these countries or people who immigrated maybe from other countries over to the West.
So that's it. Okay.
Okay.
So
And Allie was 14%.
her daughter is 14%. Okay.
Okay.
Next up,
Nigeria, which
Nigeria.
all of our African DNA was in the Nigeria category.
Mhm.
When we started this Ancestry.com process, they were like, look, we don't know here, Nigeria.
Yeah.
So we still have some, but whether it's accurate or not, I don't know. But I have 13% Nigeria.
13, and
13.
I have 29% Nigeria, and one of my sons,
22%.
22%,
25%.
and you have 25%. So,
And Allie has 20%.
and her
20%,
daughter has
okay.
20%.
So that's strange that you guys have such a difference.
We do have such a difference.
Nigeria.
It's 29 to 13. Well, no, again, remember, we're not all going to have the exact same thing.
But
Depends
for you
on
to
where-
have 6, okay, that
It,
may
it
be
depends
true.
on where it pulls.
I mean, I don't know exactly how DNA works, but yeah, it could have just pulled. It could
Let
have
us
just
know
said-
your experience.
Yeah.
If you guys out there in YouTube land have taken your ancestry DNA test and you have siblings or kids, and how
Parents.
different, right? How different was your DNA, or was it pretty close?
But it's
Yeah.
got to be extremely hard with Africa because there's so many tribes, so many different
Yeah.
ethnicities.
Yeah.
So where are they really pinpointing you to?
I don't
Yeah.
know exactly, but I do want to say this: YouTube land. I love how you call them
YouTube
that.
land.
YouTube land. If your parents are alive, do their DNA test.
Yeah.
Get their stories. If your grandparents are alive, get their stories. Tape their stories. I am so passionate about this stuff,
Mhm.
and I didn't do what I should have done. We got our dad's DNA, but I actually had to get my mother's sister's DNA to get us close. And as we're showing you, it's probably not very close to what our mom actually was.
Right.
And just get those stories, because when they're gone, it's too late. Okay, so next up is Ireland. So on St. Patrick's Day, and I wear my Irish stuff, people always are like, that's cute. No, for real. I'm Irish, probably more than a lot of people who think they are. 10%.
9% for me. Roman?
I have 1%.
1% for one son,
7%.
and 7% for my
Allegra
other son,
also
and
has
Allegra.
7%.
and 7%
I
for
actually have a
her.
lot of 7% with her.
You
Yeah.
are very
Lucky
sharing
7.
with her. So Ireland, which is interesting, because I haven't been to Ireland or Scotland. Okay, I haven't been to a lot of these places.
I want to go to Ireland.
We
I'd
need
like
to
to go
go.
everywhere on this list now.
We should. It's our DNA
It
trip.
should, yeah.
Next up is England and Northwestern Europe. So
Okay.
I'm going to pause on this for a second. Our families, both sides, are from New Orleans, Louisiana. This should say French. Because I am tracing the people through documents in our family, and they go back to France. I don't know why it just says England and Northwestern Europe.
Because maybe their DNA wasn't French.
Maybe they came from somewhere else and ended up in France.
Mhm.
She's so smart. And moved to
true.
France, but they came from France in the 1700s.
Mhm.
But you're right, their original DNA could have been from
Somewhere else.
Britannia,
Right.
or
Right.
Brittany.
Did a lot of
yeah.
people, a lot of different people immigrate to France?
Yeah, those Europeans were fighting. There was a lot of wars, and I'll live here, and I'll take your blah, 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 and I'm going to sleep with your daughter.
Yes.
Those
And-
ancestors were like nomadic in a way, or
I guess a little bit, because there weren't any settled cities, back in 1500. Well, there were some, but people were kind of moving around trying to make their own way. So England and Northwestern Europe is a little bizarre for me, but 9%.
11% for me for England and Northwestern Europe.
and I'm 5%.
5% for
I'm
one son.
22%.
22% for my other son.
So my
And
daughter
her
is 9%, but I'm going to also just say real quickly, she's got 28% European Jewish, which they break down into a separate category. And that comes from my husband, who's half Jewish and half black, with the black being, all kinds of stuff. But, okay, so she is 9%.
Okay, so next.
And then Wales, which is very
Wales,
specific.
let's see.
What part of Europe is Wales?
Wales is part of Great Britain. Here, there's a little map.
It's upside down. We're looking
Thank
at a map
you.
right now to
Wales
pinpoint
is
Wales
part of
on the
the
map.
United Kingdom, so it'd be
Part of the
somewhere
United
over
Kingdom.
Here. Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're just.
So it's that's
this
just very
area over
specific. I have 7%. What do you have?
I only have 1%.
I also have 1%.
1%. You really
Wales?
good. Yes,
Yeah.
Wales.
I don't have Wales, but I
One
believe
son
I
does
used
not
to
have
have
Wales.
it, 'cause
They updated you
they
out of it.
updated me
Huh?
out of it.
Allie has 1%.
Well,
Wales.
so pretty slim for the Wales.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Norway.
Norway.
And I know that comes from Mama's side because that was
From our
in
mother's
Aunt
side.
Ethel's DNA, which was a surprise when we got it back because we don't have any oral history and I haven't found any documentary history yet of that region, but 4%.
I have 5% Norway,
I have 2%.
2%,
And I have 0%.
and my other son has 0%, and
Allie
my
has
niece
0%
has
as well.
0%. So, yeah, so that comes more from our mom.
Yeah. And I guess I don't know. Okay, Senegal in Africa, I have 3%.
I have 5%,
2%.
2%,
4%.
and a 4%, and
And
Allie,
Allie has 2%.
2%.
Angie, I think you would like Senegal because they speak French.
Oui,
speak
je
French
parle
in
français. C'est pas ça. Also
Okay.
in Cameroon. Okay.
Here we go. I'm on the next
So
page.
also in New Orleans. Okay, so next page. Sweden and Denmark.
Sweden and Denmark.
Again, like Norway. Surprising.
I have no Sweden
I
and
have
Denmark.
2%.
2%?
2% for my sister.
I have 0%.
Nothing for my
I
son.
have 0%.
Nothing for my sons and my niece.
1%.
1%. So very low on the Sweden.
Now, we used to have more Molly.
Yeah, I think I had more Molly too, and that was updated.
Oh, man.
We're out of Molly. We've
Oh,
moved
Molly.
on.
I've got 2%. You don't have
Oh.
any?
I have no Molly.
Oh,
I have
Right?
6%.
I have
6%.
So it's just for my dad.
And
So
how
I
much?
think your dad,
Yeah.
10.
10.
10%.
That
Yeah,
means you
so-
gotta have Molly, right?
No, because
No.
I didn't give birth to your dad.
Oh,
Oh,
makes sense.
Allie has 2% too.
And Allie has 2%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Molly. They have the cool Molly castles there.
Molly's beautiful. I want to go to Molly. Germanic Europe.
All right, how much you
I
have?
have 1%
I have 3% Germanic Europe,
0%.
0% for 0% for my son. So again, that must be coming from our
Allie
mama.
doesn't have any either.
Yeah, so that's coming from mama or
And
daddy.
that's so interesting because she's got this huge European
But that's
Jewish.
completely separate.
Yeah, apparently they stayed
Yeah,
very
that's
separate because
different.
this is
Yeah.
not combining at
Yeah,
all.
Because Jewish people don't consider themselves white, right? Like European, they
Well,
just
it depends on where you
oh, okay.
All
Because
right.
I just think about some of my Jewish friends, like they'd always make the point of like we're not white, like we're
I think
Jewish.
if they're very much into their culture, they would say that. But
Mhm.
there are a lot of Jews, just like a lot of black people, or what that just that's not important to them, so they would just pick a color.
Yeah.
So okay, Germanic Europe. Okay, Spain, 1%. Now this should be Portuguese.
You
But,
can't make
okay.
your own rules, sister.
I want to make my own
You
rules.
can't decide what's
Our
there, what
maternal
works.
grandmother had some Portuguese, but okay, they're calling it Spain 1%.
I have no Spain.
No Spain.
No
No
Spain.
Spain.
No Spain. Allie?
Allegra?
I'm the only.
You're the only one with
You're
1%
And
Spain.
don't,
Spain.
I look like I'm Spanish too. I got the 1%.
I have no Spain.
Now, Ethiopia and Eritrea.
Do you really?
I have 1%. And
Oh.
it's so funny. Their great grandfather, paternal side. No, our paternal grandfather, their great grandfather, on his birth certificate it says Ethiopian.
Mm.
Now, he is not from Ethiopia. He's from New Orleans. But I think that is historically interesting. It was a way for black people to not say they were black.
Oh.
So there was a little,
Yeah.
I'm going to put some other. So,
And yeah, that's possible.
I don't know, but it
Definitely.
rolled
Now that I
over.
think about it, this one YouTuber that I watched that is Ethiopian or Eritrean, you do kind of look like him.
It's this.
It's the big forehead.
It's this.
Not even I mean, just like
Like a little.
I guess
love
that's
it.
kind of rude to say that, though.
I'm sorry.
I didn't
They're
mean
beautiful people.
Absolutely stunning, but
Well, I mean, you looking
I
a
think
little
that's why.
Ethiopian today
Yeah.
yourself.
I think that's
That's so interesting.
interesting.
I have had Ethiopian people.
I've had people
ask
ask
me
me
if
if I was Ethiopian.
Ethiopian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull
Wow.
up a picture for
But I don't
everybody.
have-
You let me know what you think.
Okay.
Okay, you work on that.
So,
Ro.
indigenous Americas, Panama and Costa Rica.
I don't have that.
Again, indigenous people moved all over. we have all kinds of, as many black people do, oral history that we have Native American ancestry, indigenous persons ancestry.
Don't have
And
that.
we can't find any documents on it, but it.
Her name is Dr. Harnett.
Dr. Harnett, you are a relative. Okay, but again, I don't think there's a great sampling of indigenous people, and I also think that oral history by black people is just off. We all, because especially in New Orleans, we mask Indian. We have a great culture of Indians during Mardi Gras who are black people who dress in very elaborate costumes. It's because there is a relationship between blacks and Indians. But
yeah, because there were so many tribes of Indians. Like some were dark skinned, some were Mongolian-ish looking Indian people.
Very true, Roman.
Different Indians.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know about this. Now,
you didn't say how much yet.
Oh, I have one. What did I have?
1%.
1%. 1 whole percent.
Allie?
Allie has none.
Riley?
I have 1%.
1% for one son?
0%.
0%. So really, you and Auntie are the only ones.
What about France? You guys don't have France?
No,
I have
France.
I have France.
Okay, wait. We're going to discuss what after we go. You go through it.
Okay, well, Allie has one thing that she must have gotten from her dad that we don't have is Ivory Coast and Ghana.
Oh, I have that as well.
I'm not finished. I have Ivory Coast and Ghana.
Oh, I'm done.
I have 3% Ivory Coast and Ghana, right?
11%.
11%. 9%.
Wow.
So
Allie's
you guys
got
probably
one.
didn't have much because you only have 3% and you don't have any.
Allie got one.
From her dad.
Either from me or from Marsh.
Right.
And then I have Southern Bantu peoples. Oh, we discussed that.
No, that's the Western Bantu people.
Western Bantu.
You got some more Bantu.
I have a 1% Southern Bantu.
Wow.
I used to have them as well.
You
A
know?
lot of my people got cut off.
No, I don't have it.
They've got you
People
off.
been eliminated.
And the last thing I have, which is, I don't know if anybody has this. This is off the beaten path. 1% Southern Philippines.
I also have. 1%.
Oh, how many?
1%.
1%?
You got some Philippines?
I don't have any Philippines.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
There are a lot of indigenous Filipino people that actually look black.
Indigenous Americas.
I have 1% Northern Africa.
Oh, 1%
Wow.
Northern Africa.
Which is close to Spain, which is close to Portugal, which goes back to what you two saying about everybody's migrating all over the place.
Anything you have that we haven't discussed?
Do you guys have Ireland?
Yeah.
Yes, we talked about at the beginning.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Talk about. Well, no, France is the only thing that I have that you guys don't have.
Okay.
Do you have France, Riley?
Yeah, 1%.
Oh, same.
So things are still needing to be updated, not quite complete, not all in agreement with documentation that we've been pulling on family. So this is very
Because if I were to look at this way, we have Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
We have, if we were looking at for Africa, Benin, Togo.
Mm-hmm.
I have Senegal.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have Ivory Coast and Ghana.
Mm-hmm. I don't have that.
And then I have the Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu people, Southern Bantu people. So if you were actually going to
And then I have
calculate
Ethiopia.
my African heritage, we have
You have. Oh, you have. No one else has that. Not even Allegra.
No, some of
36.
those are.
41, 48, 49, 50,
Time for
51. I have 52% of me is African, and the rest is other.
Okay, let me add mine. Hold on.
And what about you guys?
Okay, I'll do the math.
So it's just interesting to see.
Give me 1 sec.
So
14
when people
plus.
say you're African American, you know, yes, I am African American, but I'm also a lot of other things as well. So
No, I'm only black.
no, I mean yes, no, but no, because you just
But
said
I
other.
don't. You know, I don't.
Right, I'm only
identify
black.
as
Right,
any
I
other
only
things.
identify as black. But what I'm saying is, you're also kind of
71%
ignoring the other things that are also
African places.
71% for my one son, African.
I think I was 65, but I did the math in my
65%
head.
for my son Riley.
I'm 46.
My sister
Oh.
is 40%, 46%.
Which is more
African.
than it was. When I started Ancestry.com,
Yeah, I think
I think I was less.
Wow.
So they're finding some more African blood. So, but yeah, what you say is absolutely true, sister. It forces you
48%. Wait. Add mine. I can
Yes. It forces you to ignore
what the
rest
other
of you.
things that you are. Right.
But we were classified based upon the one drop rule. All you had to have was one drop of black blood to
1%,
be considered
right.
black. But on the flip side,
it's kind of silly.
It's very silly, but it's interesting. I wonder how many white Americans are finding some of those surprises.
Right, 1%. So now are they considered African American once you have 1% from Nigeria? Well, why? But what what is the cutoff percentage?
Us, but not one
what is
drop
the
for
cutoff
them.
percentage is 50%.
So if you're more, okay. So
Angie's
my son,
Okay.
my son said so. In his mind, 50%. If you're 50% black, you're. I understand what you're saying.
People who are black, even they could be the lightest skinned black person,
right.
and you could just tell by just their energy that they're black. You know,
that's not true. I've met people that.
I'm having trouble.
Oh my God, what's happening?
The numbers. Just say the numbers.
Oh my God, 29.
29.
We have 7.
Mm-hmm.
We have 5.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3, and we have a 4.
Okay.
So we
48%.
have
You got it right.
48%
so it's
black.
interesting that you guys actually have, like I said, more
I'm
European.
More European than but
black.
I'm considered, of course, black. What's the opinion out there for you guys? Because what do they consider the cutoff of?
In this country, what they consider the cutoff was any relative ever in your whole wide life African.
Then
and I'm fine with that because I am a black woman.
Right.
But I
am a black woman. But what
about,
is? But it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Where is it they determine that?
So what is everyone's highest European related section?
Mine would be Scotland. Mine would be Scotland.
Scotland at what percent?
And then England.
19, 12.
And Ireland.
Mine is England and Northwestern Europe. Is that where Scotland is? Is that in Northwestern Europe?
Oh, that's a good question.
It is.
Oh.
And again, Roman, it's very much what you had said before. All of the migration patterns and, who.
Right.
So Scotland, Ireland, and England, would you actually clump these
Where
together?
would
I kind of would
Europe
because
be on
where's your map, sweetie?
Again, no, not
So
Africa.
That's
were to-
Africa.
I gave it to you, Mom.
Oh, here. I'm sorry. I have it. Sorry, guys.
So that's all right.
So what countries
good
would be
question.
all
out there.
here, but see how close France is?
And where is Scotland? Is it
It's
that section?
It's here. Here's Ireland. Scotland's up here.
So Scotland is in Northwestern Europe. So you might as well just, when it says Northwestern Europe, I might as well just clump Scotland.
Is
and
Norway
you could
clumped in there too?
Yeah, no, Norway,
somewhere
Sweden
else.
are up here.
No,
Is
that's-
Wales clumped in there?
Wales is clumped in there.
Okay, so then I'm 44% European.
Yeah, and France is very close. So all you had to do was just jump down.
See, so it would be interesting to get your thoughts, you guys out there. If you had your DNA, if you're black, or what do you feel about what we're saying? But it's just been very interesting
It's
as you guys
fascinating.
are listening to how different, but also very similar we are, but just the different percentages of everything. But yes.
Excellent
This has
discussion
been-
as always, sister.
I've enjoyed
and
this.
nephew.
And
All
thank
right,
you
well,
for
fun.
my
Daughter in
sister.
absentia.
She's the one that does all the DNA
I love
for
it, you
us.
guys.
She's the
She
best.
loves it.
I
She's
love
the
it.
best.
I'm
And as you
obsessed.
can see by the talking, she knows a lot more about history than I.
Me,
That I know.
I don't know everything.
Anyway.
She
Roman's
knows
quoting
everything,
the
so-
dates that the borders were drawn.
He's
I
interested
don't
in
know
that,
where
and
he
that's
pulled
why as
but-
well. But this has been fascinating. I
Yes.
love this topic. Hopefully, we can expand some more, get more information, and get your feedback so we can answer questions and just kind of keep the conversation going.
Yep, and we'll be back with more when we have on Ancestry, when we have another significant update.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
Thank you so much for watching, you guys.
Thank you.
Please subscribe if you enjoyed us, because
Hit
we're
the
going to have a
like.
lot more content coming out on different topics. Like, subscribe, and share. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And again, we're sisters.
All right. I almost forgot.
Goodbye.
Have a great day.
Say bye, guys.
Bye.